Okay, so we're going to read about checks and balances. Remember, we've talked about the three branches of government. And the three branches of government, they all have their different jobs, right? The executive branch, the executive branch, he enforces the laws. He signs the laws, says these are going to be the laws. The legislative branch or Congress, they make the laws. They decide how our tax money should be used. They kind of do the creating part, and they vote on it, and they all decide. Judicial is the one that make sure the laws are fair for everyone and make sure everyone's following the laws. Meaning that if someone does something that is wrong and not following the laws, then they would, have a consequence. Okay, so let's read about checks and balances now. It says the government created after the American Revolution was known as the Articles of Confederation. Okay, so after we had independence from Great Britain, remember how we learned about how we gained independence from England because people wanted to be free, they wanted to be able to live in a country where they could worship how they wanted. So the government created Articles of Confederation. This government proved to be too weak and gave the state governments too much power. One of the main concerns at the Constitutional Convention in Philadelphia was how to create a balanced government. Okay, so they said, the states have way too much power. That's not going to work. We need balance. The Founding Fathers wanted to make sure that the new government did not become too powerful. They don't want it to be too powerful. Otherwise, that wouldn't be good. That would be kind of like what they were in England, where the government said everything they had to do. Therefore, they created a system of checks and balances. Checks and balances make sure that one branch has a way to check the other branches. For example, the legislative branch has the power to write bills, but the executive branch has the power to reject, say no, veto these bills. However, the legislative branch can still make the bill into a law if they get a 2/3 vote in both houses. Okay, so if the president says no, but yet most of the people in the legislative branch say this is going to be a good law, it can still become a law. The judicial branch is given the power to declare laws unconstitutional if they decide the law violates the Constitution or doesn't go along with what our Constitution says. Remember, our Constitution is the guide for our whole country. Therefore, all three branches can be involved in the lawmaking process. Without the system of checks and balances, our Congress, president, or court system would become way too powerful. Highlight the sentence that states why the system of checks and balances was included in the Constitution. Underline the sentence that provides an example of how checks and balances works. Example means it tells you who can do a checking on someone else. So you'll underline that. One sentence. Highlight the sentence that states why the system of checks and balances was included in the Constitution. So go ahead. You might have to reread. Or maybe play this video again of me reading it.